Welcome back, grade 4, comparing and ordering fractions. To compare between two fractions, follow the following steps. Step number 1, put the fraction in the simplest form. As a rule, guys, you must put any fractions in the simplest form. Step number 2, follow the following rules. To compare between two fractions, we will study some rules. Rule 1. If the fractions have the same denominator, how can we compare between them? Just compare between the top numbers or the two numerators. For example, if we have a fraction like 5 over 8, another fraction 3 over 8, how can we compare between them? Look, we have here the same denominator, which is 8, okay? Just compare between the two numerators, 5 and 3. What is the relation between 5 and 3? 5 is greater than 3, yes. So we write greater than. Why? Because 5 is greater than 3. So 5 over 8 is greater than 3 over 8. Another two fractions, 4 over 9 and 5 over 9. What is the relation between the two fractions? We have here the same denominator. Look, 9 and 9. So compare between 4 and 5. What is the relation between 4 and 5? 4 is what? 5. 4, yes, is less than 5. So 4 over 9 is less than 5 over 9. Because 4 is less than 5. Rule 2. If the fractions have the same numerator, the fraction with a small denominator is the greater one, okay? And the fraction with the great or with the great denominator is what? Is the smaller, okay? We can inverse the rule here. For example, look at this, 5 over 7 and 5 over 6. We have here the same numerator, 5 and 5. But look at the first fraction, 7 and 6. Which one is the greatest? 7 is the greatest. So we have here the fraction 5 over 7 is less than the fraction 5 over 6. Why, guys? Because here 7 is greater than 6. Again, we have the same numerator, 5 and 5. So look at the bottom numbers, 7 and 6. 7 is greater than 6. So the fraction 5 over 7 is less than the fraction 5 over 6. Another example, 11 over 4 and 11 over 5. We have the same top numbers. So look at the bottom numbers here, 4 and 5. We have here 4 is less than 5. So the fraction 11 over 4 is greater than 11 over 5. We have here greater than. Why? Again, because 4 is less than 5. Rule 3. If we have a over b and c over d are what? Are two fractions. How can we compare between them? Just we will do cross multiplication, a times d and b times c. Then we can compare between the products. We have two products here. Just compare between them. Then we can compare between the two fractions. If a times d is greater than b times c, so the fraction a over b is greater than c over d. For example, if we have 3 over 4 and 4 over 7, how can we compare between them? We have not the same numerator, we have not the same denominators. Just we multiply here. Multiply what? Multiply 3 by 7 equals 21 and 4 times 4 equals 16. So what is the relation between 21 and 16? 21 is greater than 16, so we write greater than between the two fractions. So 3 over 4 is greater than 4. If a times d less than b times c, so we write less than between the two fractions. For example, 1 over 9 and 3 over 8. To compare between them, just cross multiplication or cross products. 1 times 8 equals 8 and 9 times 3 equals 27. So what is the relation between 8 and 27? We can compare between them. 8 is what? 27. 8 less than 27. So 1 over 9 is less than 3 over 8. If we have the cross products are equal, so we write equals between the two fractions. 4 over 6 and 2 over 3. 4 times 3 or 6 times 2 equals 12 and 4 times 3 equals 12. So we write equals between the two fractions. Compare using greater than or smaller than or equal. Number 1. 5 over 7 and 4 over 7. Look, we have the same denominator here, which is 7. Okay, just we will apply the first rule. Compare between the two numerators or top numbers, 5 and 4. 5 is greater than 4, so the fraction 5 over 7 is greater than 4 over 7. Number 2, another fraction, 2 over 3 and 4 over 6. Listen, we can use cross products here. 2 times 6 equals 12. 3 times 4 equals 12 by your eye. So write equals. Number 3. 3 over 8 and 5 over 6. Cross multiplication. 3 times 6 equals 18. 8 times 4 or 8 times 5 equals 40. So 18 is less than 40. So the fraction 3 over 8 is less than 5 over 6. Number 4. 7 over 11 and 7 over 9. Look, we have the same numerator, 7 and 7. So 11 is greater than 9. So the fraction 7 over 11 is less than the fraction 7 over 9. Number 5. 6 over 9 and 1 over 3. How can we compare between them? Just cross multiplication. 9 times 1 equals 9. At the left, 6 times 3 equals 18. What is the relation between 18 and 9? 18 is double 9, by the way, so write greater than. So 6 over 9 is greater than 1 over 3. Question number 6. 7 over 11 and 7 over 9. We have the same numerators. Yes, just 11 is greater than 9 now. So we have here less than. Order from least to greatest. If we have a set of fractions like 2 over 3, 5 over 6, 1 over 2, how can we compare or how can we order the fractions from least to greatest? Least means the smallest, greatest means the largest one. So we have to keep the same denominator here. Okay, here we have here the denominator 3, 6, 2. We can make 3, 6 and we can make 2, 6. So how can we make 3, 6? Look at the first, just multiply the two terms of the fraction by 2 here. So the equivalent fraction is what? Is 4 over 6. So the first step, we will find the equivalent fractions of the first fraction and the last fraction, which is 1/2. How can we make 2, 6 multiplying by 3? So multiply 1/2 by 3 over 3, so it will be 3 over 6. Now we can compare between the equivalent fractions or equivalent forms. Which one is the smallest here? Which one is the smallest here? We have here 3 over 6, 4 over 6 and 5 over 6. The smallest is 3 over 6, followed by 4 over 6, followed by 5 over 6. But when we compare between, when we write the fractions, we write the origin fractions, which is 1/2. So don't write 3 over 6, write 1/2, followed by 2 over 3, followed by 5 over 6. So the order is 1/2, 2/3, 5/6. The smallest one is 1/2 and the greatest one is 5/6. Next, we can compare between them by second way. What is the second way? The second way is drawing. We studied before how can we represent a fraction by a region. For example, if we have the first is 2/3, so we will draw a rectangle and divide it into 3 equal parts. We can shade or color just the 2 parts. So the fraction we can represent it as shown. Another one, 5/6. So we will draw the same rectangle and divide it into 6 equal parts. We can shade or color 5 equal parts like this. The last one is 1/2. So we can here divide the same rectangle into 2 equal parts. Just we will color just one part. When we look now to the shaded area, we can compare easily which one is the smallest. The smallest red area is the last one. So the smallest one is 1/2, followed by 2/3, followed by 5/6. So the order is 1/2, 2/3, and 5/6. Another example, order from least to greatest. We have here 3/4, 1/3, 5/12. By the same way, look at the denominators, 4, 3, 12. Look, we can make 4 12, we can make 3 12. Just we will find the equivalent fraction of the first and second one. We have here 3/4. How can we make 12? How can we make 4 12? Just multiplying by 3. Multiply the two terms of the fraction by 3. It will be 9/12. 1/3. We can multiply here the two terms by 4. So it will be 4/12. Now we can compare which one is the smallest. 4/12. Which is what? 1/3. Followed by what? Look up. 5/12. Followed by 9/12, which is 3/4. So the order is what? 1/3, followed by 5/12, and 3/4 is the greatest one. Next, we have here another example. Order the following fractions from least to greatest. 1/3, 3/6, 7/18, and 1/9. The first and second and the last one, 3, 6, 9. We can make the denominators here 18. Keep the same denominator, the same idea. 1/3. How can we make 3/18? Just multiply here by 6. It will be 6/18. 3/6 multiplying by 3. So it will be 9/18. 1/9 multiplying by 2. So it will be 2/18. We have here 4 fractions. We can number the fraction first before you writing the order. Which one is the smallest? 2/18. So this is number 1. Followed by 6/18, number 2. 7/18, number 3 in the order, the third one. 9/18, the last one, or the greatest one. So number 1, 2/18, it was what? It was 1/9, the first one, followed by 6/18, it was what? It was 1/3, followed by 7/18, followed by 9/18, it was what? It was 3/6. So the smallest one is 1/9 and the greatest one is 3/6.